Well, Jay, let's get it out of the way. Could you give us an exact list who's not available for your final?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, we got a few out, haven't we?
Yeah, so Stanley.
Yeah, Dia Topper Stanley definitely out. Lustig is definitely out. Adisu, yeah, he'll be out. Yeah, I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I don't focus on that. I focus on who we've got available and why we believe with those players available that we can get the result we want, and because they're good enough. We've dealt with it all season. I spoke about it in the past that when we've had players out, other players have stepped in and done their job. They know their roles, they know their responsibilities, they work well as a group, and that's the most important thing. So yes, we would love a full squad, but you know it's part of the game. You have to deal with certain situations, obstacles, and we've dealt with it well all season. So we're looking forward to whoever's playing, it goes out there and puts on a performance that we want.
Is Dylan one of those players you believe in? Is he available to play 90 if needed?
Who, Dylan?
Piraeus.
Not sure yet. We have to see today how he trains. But yeah, I believe in all of the players. You know, the players that are selected, then you know, I believe that they'll do the job for us.
And why do you believe you can beat Wellington Phoenix? I mean, they have had the wood over this club ever since the first ever game in United's tenure. Why can you beat them on Saturday night?
Because we're good enough to, the way we play, and also we've got players that love this occasion. You know, we've got players with experience, players that have been in these situations and these finals games before. I don't think we played Wellington in a finals game, so this is a new one for the boys. You know, the normal season's out the window. This is a finals game, and our boys. You know, I know that they'll be able to step up for these games.
Speaking about being excited for the players you do have, obviously with the injuries, it gives opportunity for some of the younger guys who got an opportunity against Adelaide, guys like Reece Bosnowski, Ben Collins, etc. I guess how exciting is it for them that they get this opportunity this late in the season in such a big game like this?
Yeah, but I always say to the players, you know, and it's hard because I know what it's like when you're not involved and you're not playing and you haven't. Be ready, because you don't know when the opportunity's coming. You know, whether it's for 5 minutes, whether it's for 90 minutes, and you can only be ready if you're like training well and training hard and always looking to improve. And to be fair to Ben Collins and Bozanowski, they were ready. They've been training well. They're trying to take everything on board what we're trying to do as a team, and so when they came on, they did their job.
You've had a full week now to prepare. I mean, last week you had 3 games in a week, and obviously didn't exactly go to plan. But you've now had a full week. The players have had a chance to rest. I guess when you've looked back on that week, what is some of the things you've taken out of it?
Yeah, we're able to work a lot more on our structures because, you know, when you have 3 games in the week, it's just about recovery and trying to get prepared for the next game. So this week we'll be able to work on what we're trying to, how we want to play and how we will set up against Wellington and how we think that we can hurt them and also look their strengths. You know, we know that they have their strengths. They've got some good players as well, and we have to be aware of them. But they gave us time this week to be able to work on that.
Well, I mean, last time out against Phoenix didn't go the way you would have wanted. I won't ask you to reveal your entire strategy, but what did you learn from that defeat at Moorehead Park?
Learnt the set pieces that we, you know, because we remember they 4-1 was a bit flattering. That we accept it, that we lost, and we have to accept that. But they scored a set piece from their first attack, and that was 20 minutes into the game. So we know that even though when we're dominating, and if we are dominating, they're dangerous, and they're a dangerous team because they counterattack very well. We know Piscoport hangs out in an area, and their first ball out is to Piscoport. So we have to be aware of that, and we have to be aware of their strikers when they run the channels. We know that. We have to be aware of, you know, when we're attacking in that final third that they get bodies behind the ball, but then they can break on you pretty quickly. They don't necessarily need to dominate a game to be dangerous. So we're aware of that, and we've worked on those things there and spoken about it.
The A-League's recently put out a graphic, and looking at it, this game looks like it's going to be the league's youngest team, the Phoenix, versus the league's oldest team, Western United. Why do you think you've just come down on the veteran side of things this season?
How do they know who's starting? This is their oldest team.
I think it's just average of all the players used throughout the season.
Average of all the players used throughout the season. It's an interesting stat. We've had some young players that have played as well. So look, it's just the way it is. Sometimes you're building a team and you need those experienced players, and they've held us in good stead, and they help the younger players. And so, I don't go looking at age too much. There's players around the world that are still playing, well into their late 30s, that are still playing at a very high level. In the top leagues around the world. So, and then there's other players that are, starting to play at 18, 19 years old. So, if you're good enough, then you play, and that's the way I look at it. I don't look at their age and, we need to get some older players. No, if they're good enough, they can help the team, then they play.
I mean, statistically, veterancy correlates to success in the A-League men's competition historically. Is that what is it about finals football that seems to favour the older heads, the more experienced heads?
I think, you touched on it. The more experienced players know how to handle certain pressures of a game, because it is a bit different. It's not like a normal regular season that you got next week to get over it and play another game within 3 days. It's do or die, and the experienced players have dealt with that before and know how to handle that sort of pressure, and know that really all you do is fall back on what you've been training and working on all season, and the experienced players know how to deal with that, and so they help the younger players around them, because they've had that. Neil Kilkenny's been in many final series. I know Topper Stanley's not playing, Diamante's not playing, but they're still there in the changing room helping him. Josh Risdon, all these players do help. Jamie Young, he's been through it. So that helps when you come, into the finals, and then when you've got those pressure moments.
John, you did mention one name yourself. You've been in finals games before, and you've coached in finals games before, especially down here. I mean, what lessons and experience did you take out of that going into this, and what can you sort of take out of that time in Brisbane and going into games?
Yeah, the fortunate thing is when I was in Brisbane, then we played our home finals, we won. So that was good. So I'm hoping that's an omen. But the experience that I took out of it is remained like calm, because there's players that do feel the tension a little bit, do feel that it is do or die, but it's really we have to remain calm and know that we'll still get a lift because of the game itself, and but not to put too much pressure. I've noticed sometimes that players put too much pressure because that they feel the moment, and it's important that you don't do that. You just you focus on what you can control, and that's your game and the players around you.
Is the slate wiped clean for the finals? Does Victory's 15-game unbeaten run, the Mariners' 5-game winning streak, does that matter for naught now that we're actually in knockout football, or does it still carry over?
We'll see at the end of the final series. It's hard to say, because everyone says that if you're in good form, you normally take it into the finals. But I've also seen teams that have come from nowhere and then all of a sudden go and win it. So it depends on the game itself and how they're preparing for that game. But also the streaks come to an end. So with Mariners and Adelaide, they're both in really good form. Adelaide have won 5 in a row. Mariners are very similar. So someone's streak has to come through then. And there might be the same with Victory, that something might give. So look, we just have to focus on us and know that if we play at our best, that we can beat anyone.
Cool.
All good.
Thank you.